Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the Wrestling Heat. I'm your host here, Easy Koo, and I hope y'all been having a good weekend so far. I got some wrestling news for you. I got some stuff about a tag team pretty much being released from the WWE, and a lot more. So like I said, sit back, relax, and I got you on that wrestling news. And yo, intro man, looking mighty good over there. Hit that intro. And alright, ladies and gentlemen, the very first thing that I have for you here on the Wrestling Heat for some wrestling news is I got you a former NXT tag team champions that used to be over in NXT. They went over on the main roster, got lost in the shuffle for a little while, came back, and was paired up with Mr. Man Bun Messiah, Mr. Mighty Meat Stick himself, Seth Rollins. I'm talking about Akam and Razor. It looks like WWE and the tag team have parted ways. WWE wishing, better, on their endeavors of leaving the WWE. It's a shame. I kind of knew it was going to happen as soon as they got on the main roster. They had a hell of a tear on NXT with the NXT tag team titles. I was there for some of the matches, which were pretty damn awesome. But yeah, it looks like WWE, Akam, and Razor are splitting ways. It's a shame. What do y'all think about that, ladies and gentlemen? Two talented dudes, but they just kept on getting lost in the shuffle. One would get injured, come back, then the other one would get injured. Very weird, but it's a shame to see them go, but hopefully we'll either see them on Impact, AEW, we'll see them somewhere down the line. But moving from that, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we have another announcer, commentator, leaving the business, Mr. Mauro Ronaldo. I know I just butchered the hell out of his name, I do it all the time. But yeah, the head commentator over on NXT, he's going to be going bye-bye, but I think we're going to be getting somebody just as good in his replacement that I'll be talking about just a little bit down the page. But yeah, he's leaving. I have some stuff for you here, a tweet that he said, or that he tweeted out, and also the little article over here. But yeah, he's leaving. Damn shame. Always got me hyped in NXT. But it's a shame that he's leaving. Moving right along, ladies and gentlemen, we got some Rey Mysterio action. And what about the Rey Mysterio action am I talking about? He ain't going to be having any kind of action, to be telling you the truth, because he literally just got a torn tricep. And it's pretty much the same injury that Edge caught. So it looks like we're not going to be seeing Rey Mysterio in the ring for a good while, depending on how fast he heals and able to come back. He's not a spring chicken no more, but as I said in a video before, he says he feels like he has 5 more years, but will his body hold up to it? Caught an injury. It's a damn shame. But we got Dominic Mysterio Jr. And it looks like he's been doing pretty good in the ring so far. He needs to beef up a little bit, but he's doing his thing. And this is transitioning into what I said earlier about Ronaldo leaving NXT. I know I just butchered the last name again, but I've been talking about Wade Barrett. And it looks like WWE and Wade Barrett, they're pretty much trying to find a good deal with Mr. Wade Barrett. And if he, bites on the deal and get the contract going, he could be the next head commentator for NXT. And I'd be pretty excited about that, to have Wade Barrett every Wednesday or Tuesday, depending on where they're gonna stay now. But there's been talk about, you know, them moving to Tuesday, and Wednesday will be AEW, but that's a different video. Maybe next video. But there's a lot of wrestling news going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm only one person, and there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes here. But we're not here about that, ladies and gentlemen. We're here about the wrestling news. Wade Barrett possibly becoming the head commentator. Let me know how y'all feel about that down below. And we're going to be moving on to something that I think we all knew was going to end up happening. Even though the guy is a good dude. But it looks like, well, the Big Show's show got canceled on Netflix, and yeah, it wasn't pulling in good numbers, and Netflix was like, Big show, you just gotta go. What do y'all think about that, ladies and gentlemen? Big shows being canceled on Netflix. I think we all knew it was gonna happen. But what do y'all think about that? We're going to be moving on to something that was pretty exciting for this man named Eric Young over on Impact Wrestling. My dude finally became Impact Champion. And I say it looks good on him. I love the dude. Talked to him quite a few times on NXT. I believe one time I got him so angry that he was kind of cursing me out a little bit, but it was all in good fun. I had a blast that night. I left with my voice totally gone. But yeah, Eric Young, Impact Champion. What do y'all think about that? I think it's a good thing. Let me know, do y'all think it's a bad thing, good thing for Impact to be having Mr. Eric Young as champion for the Impact Zone? So, moving straight from that, ladies and gentlemen, this one is kind of on the serious side, but all of the names that I'm about to say here are doing better. Some of them didn't even get any symptoms, but we're going to be moving on to some COVID-19 action when it comes to The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, him, his wife, and his 2 daughters. They had it, but they're all in good health now. I have the little article here and here for you. Also, AJ Styles has came out on a recent stream saying that he had it. Kevin Nash and his wife and son had it. And geez, you know, COVID-19 is running wild all over these you know, wrestlers and former wrestlers, and I'm hoping, you know, they're taking better precautions, you know, over there in WWE, even though I know The Rock and Kevin Nash aren't with, you know, the company anymore. But I'm just saying, you know, there's a lot of wrestlers out there, you know, catching the old COVID-19, and I'm glad they're doing okay, like Renee Young. They're all doing good. Some of them didn't even get any symptoms. AJ Styles said he has some boogers, and I think a loss of smell or something like that. But they're all in good health. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about that? All of them positive, but they're doing better. Some of us didn't even know what happened until, you know, they came out and said it. Going on to this is pretty interesting. We've all recently seen Brock Lesnar being a free agent currently, and I do believe that in some shape or form, Mr. Brock Lesnar, I mean, I've seen it on other wrestling, you know, sites and stuff like that about AEW might be coming into plan when it comes to negotiations with WWE, Vince McMahon and Brock Lesnar. I think Brock Lesnar might actually, you know, use that as a little bit of a leverage to get a little bit more pay out of Mr., you know, Vince McMahon to Brock Lesnar. But, you know, he's a free agent. I know Dana White's looking at him. I know Tony Khan is looking at him, but I don't really see Brock going to AEW. If he does, and we'll just have to see what comes out of that. Be pretty interesting. They don't really have a big, you know, dude like that in there besides Brian Cage, I believe his name is, the big dude with Taz and the other guy. Forgot the other guy's name over in AEW. But yeah, it looks like Brock Lesnar, free agent, could be using AEW as a ploy to get more money out of Vince. I can see him doing something like that. But honestly, I think Brock Lesnar's just going to chill for a little while. I don't see him doing anything. The man's made a lot of money. But if he does come back to anything, it would be probably wrestling. And probably back to the WWE. Let me know, what do y'all think, folks? Do you think he could, mosey on over to AEW, Impact Wrestling? Let me know down below, folks. I would like to know where you would like to see Brock Lesnar stay. Would you like to see him stay home? Or, back to UFC, wrestling, vice versa. Let me know down below, chat. And this one is pretty interesting. I went into it with in-depth here. There's this guy named Andrew Yang, I believe that's how you pronounce it, who was a former presidential candidate, and he said he has planned to take government action against Vince McMahon, him and his corrupt labor practices towards WWE wrestlers after what happened with the whole Vince McMahon WWE coming out pretty much saying that all the wrestlers shall stop the third party, thing, like talking about Twitch, YouTube, and things like that. Paige, I just recently seen that she's not going anywhere, and I think she's still employed with the WWE. But I think there's a loophole to where they just got to change their name instead of using, the wrestling name, which I think is pretty petty. I put a little tweet out to Vince McMahon saying I think you should let your wrestlers, do what they want to make a little extra money, talk to fans. Yeah, I can see, leaking, stuff out, that could be a no-no. I believe that's pretty much the reason why WWE is doing what they're doing, because of the whole AJ Styles coming out saying that he had COVID on a recent stream. And yeah, I think that's pretty much what's happening. This guy is pretty much ready to slap Vince with a pretty hefty lawsuit there. Will it come to fruition? Will it actually happen? I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, but it is pretty interesting that this guy, even in his tweets, I read a little bit where he said he's been a wrestling fan for a long time, and he thinks that the wrestlers should be treated better health care, and stuff like that. And I got a few more things before we get on out of here, ladies and gentlemen. I got PS FTR are the new AEW champions. We got here PS Matt Hardy was pretty much in a scary spot with Sammy Guevara. They did this dive thing off a platform onto a table, but it looks like Matt Hardy's head definitely hit the ground, and they ended up finishing the match. I know Rebby Hardy was pretty mad on Twitter. I seen her going off on some fans talking about, how dare, AEW let my husband wrestle while he had a concussion. It looks like he might have a concussion. Definitely a scary, scary thing that I've seen happen. Matt Hardy, I hope you're okay. I hope the brain doesn't have a concussion. I hope you can still wrestle. I haven't really looked this up all that much. I've seen the bump. I've seen a lot of things said on Twitter, and I'm just hoping this guy, is okay. So also, ladies and gentlemen, just a few more things. P.S. Sheeta is still the AEW Women's Champion. Also, Big Swole won her match against Britt Baker. And one last thing, Mr. Jon Moxley is still your heavyweight champion for AEW, beating MJF. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for watching. If you found any of this newsworthy and you had no idea any of this stuff was going on, hit the like button. If you didn't like the video, hit the dislike button. Whatever y'all want to do, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all from coming from Periscope over to here to support your boy. I got much love for y'all. I always add y'all in here. Mr. J Suts, Miss Lady Meatstick, Cass Johnson, Isha Babe, Anthony, LeBron. Thank y'all. I love y'all. And thanks for being down for your boy since day one-ish, watching me both here and Periscope. Ain't nothing but love. One more time, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. Wash your hands, wash your ass, and forever and always, ladies and gentlemen, the most important thing out of the whole entire video is to keep it just a little bit too sweet, baby. And I will see y'all next week with 2 videos. I know I've only did 1 video a week. There's some stuff going on. Be patient, and we'll be back up to 2 videos a week. Much love, and I'm out of here. See the rings by the street. If you don't know, you better find out the wolf pack. Here to prove a point. Number 1, just believe that you don't want to.